Guys, how are we all doing? Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening update, so if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we will go straight over to the charts. Well, what is going on here then? So yeah, you can see we're making a run at this resistance zone, a run as in trying to get through it. And this is the this is the flagpole projected target that we did a few days ago for this pennant. Yeah, it seems like we are giving this a pretty good shot. So this was my resistance area that I was looking at. So if we get above here, I think we'll then reach the target, because this is the difficult zone. And then if we can then play this area as support, yeah, things will be looking really good. We definitely got to be a bit cognizant of the fact that we haven't really tested any serious downside at all in this move from basically 9,000. Let's call it 9,000 to 12,000, just to round it up. So that's a $3,000 move, and potentially we're looking at we're basically looking at maybe a $3,500 to $4,000 move before we get a retrace. So we are going to have a bit of a retrace at some point, and it will have to be in the context of the size of the move up we've had. But from what level that comes at, I don't know. Nobody knows. But what I will say is that realistically, we've made it this far now, so I do think we have a more than an evens chance of getting to the top of this target. I think then it is going to be a case of what happens when we do. It's going to be a case of what happens. Do we carry on blasting our way up to around 14k, or will we just play out this range a bit? Obviously everything's very bullish. I'm pretty sure there's some FOMO going on. There's some FOMO. Altcoins have still been pretty weak. I know that some of them are starting to have moves, but yeah, there's a lot of they are pretty weak. So that is obviously fuel to this BTC move up as well. So yeah, I mean, all in all though, the 12-hour 9 took that out and accelerated to the upside in true taking out TD9 fashion. Same for the daily 9. Yeah, I mean, everything's looking bullish. It was looking like a bull flag. We were talking about it looking like a bull flag. We had the projected target there. I didn't expect us to get above it whilst we had this 12-hour 9 holding us down. But yeah, once we did break above that, I was then expecting acceleration to the upside. And as you can see, once we broke out the pennant, we didn't immediately make that sort of high volume, high velocity move, high volatility move to the upside. We did kind of stutter around basically the level of the high of this TD9, and then once we did break it, that's when we got like the bigger high range candles and started to make some real progress. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at there. I am thinking that we're gonna have to get above this level. We're gonna have to get above 12,000. And then play that zone out a bit, and then at some point we're gonna have to test some downside. I'm not sure how much downside or what point we'll do it, but we will do it at some point. That is a fact. That is a given. Look at that weekly candle, guys. Look at it. That is the candle of every moon boy's dream, isn't it? I mean, there it is. There's your ascending triangle, basically. Ascending triangle formation. We're floating up nicely up the bottom. And this does remind me a lot of the. We're on a weekly. It reminds me a lot of this. You can see here. This reminds me a lot of this, and that led to that. This could lead to big things basically, but again, you can see more clearly the levels on this weekly time scale. I think that let's just zoom out a little bit so we can see them more clearly. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I think I can see us getting above here. I mean, any levels game, any levels on the board in here, any level realistically below 15,000 is fine, and us then still playing this basically 12,000, we'll call it sub 12,000, 11,800 as a base, as a base of operations, a forward base of operations. before we then basically take out 20k and then 30, 40k. Everything's on the table. I mean, this is not just specific to Bitcoin. I've drawn big crazy lines on Tesla once we break out the blue sky. I've drawn them on silver once we blue sky break out. Oh, what else have I drawn them on? It's quite a few different assets I've drawn blue sky breakouts. Once you break above these highs, anything goes. It's pure price discovery. Yeah, so, and like I said, this isn't just a Bitcoin moon boy mentality. It's just literally just how markets work. There's no level anyone's realistically going to want to let go of their Bitcoin for, or basically not buy expecting, thinking we're going to go high. So we'll obviously get lots of volatility, big vicious moves both to the upside and the downside, but it will be wild. But yeah, so what I am saying is, to get to that point, we've just got to blast up anywhere over 12,000 to 15,000, and then play out some support above that level, above that 12,000 level. If we do that, then it's just the world is our lobster, as Del Boy would say. We'll just be onwards and upwards, and we know BTC can get going when it gets going. We know BTC always does things we don't expect it to do. I mean, we didn't expect this move down here. We didn't expect a straight move back up. I mean, I say we pretty much did expect this move down here, but when we were down here, we didn't expect that move to 14k. That move wasn't on the cards. I mean, realistically, we did expect this move down to, well, actually, in all fairness, I expected the move down to about 8k, and then I thought we could hold here and make a nice move up, but we didn't. We moved lower. Then it looked like that was it. We moved anyway. All I'm trying to say is that Bitcoin, just got to expect the unexpected. That's how simple it is. That is how simple, and realistically, it's a clear pathway. It's a clear pathway to 30, 40k Bitcoin now. It's basically fulfill this pennant target, stay in this zone, and it's a wide zone. This is a trading range. This is a trader's market, and it's also a hodler's market, in all fairness, because we're going up. But yeah, there will be some nice trading opportunities in here for some big moves. So so we'll get up into this range, play out this range, and then once we leave that range, I mean, there's no resistance at 20k. It's not like, I mean, is the resting sell orders from 2017 at 20k? It's a long time ago. Is it a psychological level? I mean, it is, but does anyone think it's just going to double top and fall from 20k? No. Does everyone think 20k, once we get there, we're going to blast through that and go to 25k, 30k pretty quick? Yeah, that's probably what people realistically think, because that's realistically what will probably happen. And yeah, and then this all just looked like a big ascending triangle, or a big sort of continuation bull flag pennant. I mean, that is clearly has an upward bias. Upward bias as in most of the price action is at the higher, is towards the higher end of it. Just a wick down here, a little bit of action down here, but most of it's in this zone. Most of it is in the top half of whatever formation this is. So it's looking good, guys. I mean, yeah, it's obviously looking really good. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take basically, right, this is what's going to happen. This is what will have to happen. It's going to take a collapse in the stock markets, which I don't really envisage happening, or it's going to take the Fed to start increasing interest rates, which zero chance of happening. No, if the Fed have even said, they're not even thinking of, they literally, the Fed's exact word, Jerome Powell's exact words were, we're not even thinking about raising rates. Rates aren't going anywhere, so that isn't going to happen. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping us. There's nothing stopping us. Yeah, other than stock market's going down. The stock market's going to go down. Not according to Dave Portnoy, put it that way. And there's no real reason for stock markets to go down. Like I said, guys, cash cash is trash. Everyone's getting out of cash, and whilst you think these stock prices might not, this is Bitcoin, whilst you think stock prices might be ridiculously elevated, that it's the currency, it's the underlying currency that's going down. Realistically, that is what is that's the basically what they're valued in. So if that's going down, then their price has to go up, and they're a real thing. Companies are real things. Some companies obviously are more real, real in inverted commas than others, but those companies, those good real companies that are doing things, they're a good place to hide your currency. They're a good place to hide your currency, to transfer your dollars into that asset and use that as a currency. I've even seen reports and articles on shares actually being basically a viable source of currency going forward. So they're basically part of a real thing. They if you're going to change the value of the currency, then the value of basically everything that all their costs and everything and the things they sell, that all changes as well, and you just hedged against basically whatever manipulation is done to the currency. So just get out of the currency, because you're not hedged against whatever they do to the currency if you're in the currency. But get out of the currency into absolutely whatever you like, anything, and you're obviously in a better position. This is what's meant by the bubble of everything. We're literally in the bubble of everything. Bitcoin is part of everything, therefore it's part of the bubble. So yeah, so anyway, all like to come full circle, all I'm really saying is Bitcoin's not going to go to all-time highs if stock markets crash or they raise interest rates, which obviously will incidentally crash stock markets, but stock markets could crash without them raising interest rates. So, but either of those things happening, and then yeah, Bitcoin will be in trouble. Bitcoin will be in trouble. But are those going to happen? I don't think so. Guys. I don't think so. The inverted head and shoulders, we sort of squint and you can see it, that we looked at a while back before I did see other YouTuber technical analysis people talking about it. I was talking about this inverted head and shoulders, but yeah, sort of squint and you can see it. I mean, that's got a big target, guys. This distance here, which is going to take us clear of 15k, and that zone, you just got to think, right? I know Bitcoin traded these prices, but it wasn't there long at all. So there isn't real price action or price history, even in literally where we are basically, for all intensive purposes, apart from like statistically irrelevant almost points, we're basically in uncharted territory anyway. So yeah, we traded 14k briefly, we traded 13k briefly, we traded up here briefly, but you will probably see the distinct lack of candles actually closing in these areas. So yeah, guys, we could start, I mean, we are moving fast, but we could start moving real fast. What does that mean for the altcoins? Interesting for the altcoins. Obviously Bitcoin dominance has taken a bit of a hit. Yeah, I mean, obviously we know that money flows into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin goes up and then flows out of Bitcoin, and then alts go up and then flows back into Bitcoin, and alts go. We do know there's that cycle, and we do need fresh money to come into the market then to basically keep both of them stair-stepping up. Otherwise it's just going to be the same money sloshing backwards and forwards. But yeah, it's exciting times, really. I'm not really going to do much else. I'm not going to look at the stochastics and things. We'll do that in the morning. We looked at them this morning. But yeah, just looking good, guys. What did I say? We will look at the 3-day Stokes, because that was the one that is that's the one that I told you, if it's going to get back up, basically up to here, we're going to be 15k. Yeah, making it, still looking good, guys. And these are just, look at these moves. Look at these moves, guys. People would have been looking at thinking, we gotta come down now. We've got to come down. Whatever, we're still in this bullish zone. I mean, that's it, isn't it? We're still in the bullish zone. I don't really know why I put that on the 8 hour, but for sake of completion, we never left this basically dipped back out into this zone, so we just held up there, and now we're pumping some more. I guess we did technically dip a little bit on this 12-hour. But anyway, that is it, guys. I don't know what you guys are all up to on your Saturday evening. Not much to do really. I'm just sat here at my desk, just smashing around altcoins. Well, I'm not really just smashing around altcoins. That just make it sound a bit blasé what I'm doing. I'm not. I'm just actually rearranging some positions, to be honest. From earlier on today, I managed to catch a big pump in a little known altcoin called DOS. And so I had to basically reallocate some gains to some other altcoins. So yeah, that's what I was doing. I wasn't just smashing around altcoins just because I was bored. It literally was a case of one pump, so I had to move that into other coins. Yeah, what are you guys up to? You up to anything interesting? It's Saturday night. It feels weird that there's nothing going on. It's crazy. It's crazy there's nothing going on. I was just talking to one of my mates on the phone for about 45 minutes earlier, just because there's nothing else to do, and it's like you feel like you have to be sociable because it's Saturday. Probably why I'm talking too long now, because I feel like I have to be sociable, because it's just a done thing for a Saturday night, isn't it? Not much else to do, is there? Not much else to talk about. I mean, we can look at these altcoin charts, look at these altcoin pumps and see what is going on, but yeah, anyway, so I will leave you guys to your Saturday evenings. Hopefully you're having a more fun one than what I'm having. But yeah, but I'm sure the fun will come back one day. Fun can't stay hiding forever, can it? So there you go, guys. Anyway, so remember, this is not financial advice. This is not social advice. This is not advice on how to have fun or anything. It's not altcoin advice. It's not any sort of advice. Definitely don't take any advice from me, other than that advice not to take advice. You should take that advice. And yeah, I will speak to you guys in the morning.